Let's try. It all comes down to this, though.
All right, well, let's get into it. Game number 6 of day 2. Admirable Crowan, take it away.
All right, the final game here. We are cutting 8 players out of the field, and meanwhile, we are hunting for who's going to the World Championship. We're going to start off with Kerm's perspective here. He sits in 6th place at 25 points. So again, he's basically looking for not a bottom 3 performance in this one, and that's a pretty strong lock for day number 3.
Yes, it is a huge Game 5 for Team Liquid, both Robin and Kerm topping Lobbies. Kerm just needs 3 points, it feels like, to be safe. 4 points, let's say, to be really safe. Just needs to dodge out on those bottom few placements. Mirage, Electric Overload.
Is this not the hyper battle for Deja that I've been hoping for today?
I don't know. Deja's been really, really weird today in terms of how many people are contesting it, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of that boils down to what the Mirage looks like at the early part of the game, too. You know, the Electric Overload, this is, I think, highly considered possibly the worst in terms of the strength for the Mirage buff. It really makes it to where you definitely don't want to stack up your Mirage, it feels like. But the Deja's still in perspective, just a strong unit in general. From KermX's perspective, really one of the things that highlights it for me is that he has been taking approaches from a lot of different angles so far.
Yes.
Even when he's thrown into those fringe spots, we've seen him execute them well.
It's still kind of the classic Kerm when it comes to find a line, roll with it, execute it well, but he's kind of, if we think about it more as a flowchart, kind of been talking about that as casters past couple of days, shout out Bryce, I think, for that concept, but Kerm is branching out a bit more, finding more specific lines and finding success with them, and I think when you think about one word associated with KermX, it's consistency. So I'm really feeling good about Kerm's chances to at least get, a top 5 to advance to the next day. This is a previous regionals champion. See if he can do it again.
Ooh. I mean, these are very different angles that would be taken from all of these augments right now. Better together is the classic line here. It just happens to be strong. I do want to point out a pair of Lilias with a tear, though.
Pair of Lilias with a tear. A Locket sacrifice to the Dark Flight was what we saw from Selling the last game. And Admiral, we were talking about this. It's a comp that's not going to get first place, but a comp that's going to be likely from a good spot to get top 4. Kerm slamming a Hodge, one of the best in slot Lilia items. Dare we be seeing this composition 2 games in a row?
It's very possible that we are, but the Hand of Justice is the early slam here. This is mostly for the momentum spot.
Yes.
Kerm is not a player that is going to be like, well, let me hang on to this item for a bit. If he has something strong to play that's going to fit into basically any composition, KermX is going to slam it, and I think that's one of the highlights that he has here. Now, I do want to dip a little bit more into the Lilia reroll idea. There are 2 augments that I think are extremely important for this, and the first one is going to be better together.
Yes.
I think that this highly buffs the auras that you get from it, and that is a key factor to this unit delivering the damage that's necessary.
It was highlighted in the last game. Chalice is going to be the item that you want. Buffed up better together, it's just that much better. Seeing Sag with some early Lagoon stacks as well. Sag, a player that needs first place, came out of nowhere. No tournament results from set 7 until the LCQ popped off, made his way into day 2 of the regionals. Could be going to day 3 with a first place and a little bit of luck.
It has to be first. It is first or bust for Sag,
Yep.
and you can tell that he's hunting for that line with a level to 5 on 2-2. This costs a lot of gold, but it does give you some strength. If he can put together a win streak here and get this Lagoon stacks rolling, I can see some big benefits here.
Definitely can see huge benefits if Sag is able to hold on to the streak. Up against Kerm right now, but 5 units, are they better than 4 if it's up against some tier 2'd ones? No item slams on the side of Sag. Lagoon stacks are coming through, but it might not be enough. Sag did not want to level and lose Admirable. That's devastating.
It is, but again, these are the kinds of risks that Sag are going to have to take. There are no exceptions to the line here. You're not going to be cutting it and looking for a top 4 performance. It is first or bust. That is where Sag's spot is right now. If it's not first, it's effectively last.
That it is not a great start when you think that, hey, times you get first, it's when you have the econ to level up to 8, level 9, get that endgame capped board. Ramblin', another player who is not quite out of the fire yet, 24 points. Target is going to be top 4 to feel safe.
I mean, he's certainly a player that can make it happen too. I mean, Ramblin' has provided consistent performances throughout the entirety of the competitive history.
Oh, yeah.
When I look back to the last few tournaments that have been happening, when I say few, I'm referring like set 6, set 7 sort of aspect. It feels like the tiebreakers have been a heartbreaker for Ramblin' in this one, and
They have.
it's just, it feels like it continues to skate that line where he is right there, and every single time I can feel the tension building. For Ramblin' here, it's top 4, or maybe you're out.
He's right there again, Admirable. Is history going to repeat itself, or can Ramblin' show that that is not all that defines him? Maybe he can come out on top of the tiebreakers.
The Augments here are looking pretty serious. Well, 2 better togethers out. Soju has a preparation. Ramblin' with the Ludens, so pretty, spelled out little thing there. You want to be casting a lot of spells. Goobums. That's a double up.
Yes, it is. Goobums double up. We've seen success with it throughout the day. A very, very fascinating augment when it comes to what you can benefit with that the most. A lot of times it's going to be that Dark Flight line. Preparation for Soju. Again, needs to dodge 8th and 7th. Will be feeling pretty good. 3 win streak, prepping out a bunch of units. Shiv slam even to save HP. Ooh. Sag takes a Guardian emblem. Guardian boards are ones that have capped out very high.
We've seen 6 Guardian just toe the line time and again. It just feels like that 6 Guardians provides so much defense. And the large part of that has been, we've often seen it paired with first aid kit, and the shields are just massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Soju and Ezreal too, huge when it comes with these 2 items and making sure to secure that stage 2 win streak. Ooh. Feeling great about this, taking a huge chunk out of Goobums. Goobums, one of the players that is safe, 31 points already, so not stressing too much. Do still want to keep in mind, player with the highest average over all 3 days will get a world spot. It's looking like Kyvix for that one right now, but maybe if Kyvix bombs out tomorrow, Goobums can be going for that spot as well.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Jax upgrade, potential Nidalee as well. It is already fully prepped. Throw it on in there. Not able to run Astrals, but it's still fine. Just the raw power of this board, Admiral, is so good for Soju right now.
I mean, you're hunting for that win streak. It's right there. Cloud9, K3 Soju, and Liquid Kurum X. Yes. Both on the 4 win streak at the moment. You know, I want to see them face off against each other, but at the same time, I don't.
Yeah, I know. You were wrestling with that eternity. Like, do I want this? No. The answer is I don't want this. I want both of them to be doing well this game, move forward into tomorrow. The fact is there's 16 players, so we can only see 8 of them tomorrow.
Wow, Ramblin' really building up the stacks here as well. The blue buff on the Kai'Sa, 54 out of 60 with the Lagoon buffs. 140, I think, is your big first target that's coming through on that one. And Goobums taking the loss streak here, saying, you know what, I'll take the gold for now. I'll save these items. I'll try to cap a board. You know, Goobums, I think, could be hunting for a first-place finish here for the sake of the highest average finish across the board. You know, he's already hit the step of day 3.
Yeah.
Why not go for the bigger bust?
That's a good point, because if Goobums busts out in 8th place, he's still making forward to tomorrow. He said, okay, maybe now I can't contest Kyvix or players with an insane high average, but if he gets a first right now, he can set himself up for a good placement tomorrow on that same statistic, the average placement.
Great spot to take a high risk, I think, because there's really only a big payoff for it.
Exactly. See what exactly that risk is going to come through into fruition with in terms of composition. A lot of gold, a lot of items.
And Rod we trust. I will never turn down a Rod in this meta.
Ooh, we got the Aegil Gauntlet potential pairing here, but again, we want to be focused around that first augment, the Double Trouble. There's already the Dark Flights on the bench, Aphelios 2 just chilling there. Want to be able to find some Rengars. Where are they? The IE is fantastic for it. Not quite there yet, however.
Get the Dark Flights rolling and figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goobum's looking pretty good in this spot. It's definitely I think, a pretty big potential to find a first place finish here. It's everything's kind of shaping up to that spot. It's just, can you capitalize on it now? Does it actually show up? Those are the big factors here for Goobums.
Wanting to play Lagoons at least until 50 stacks, get that Reforger out of it. Kerm on the other side, level 6 on 3-1, pushing the tempo. Kerm playing exactly as we expect him to, preserving the win streak. Kerm and Soju did not face each other, so both are still 100 HP. Goobums is fine to lose, played an intentionally weaker board, so Kerm is always going to get that round win. Soju carrying it forward as well.
I noticed that there was a Neela on Kermix's board there as
Early
well,
Neela.
and that's that assassin spot that he had. That's a lot of damage for this mid game. Rengar shows up.
Boy, 2 Rengar shows up right after 2 Aphelioses as well. Goobums doesn't even have to roll this deep on level 6. That's fantastic.
I feel like we're going to give everyone an Infinity Edge right now.
I think so, yeah.
Ramblin having a roll in the bottom right corner that we see. A lot of 2 stars cropping up there as well.
Here we go. IE Sejuani, best in slot right now. Spreading the love to everybody. All of these Dark Flights going to be critting out here. 6 loss streak. Might be time to snap it.
5 Aphelios as well.
Yeah.
A lot of positioning going on here from Goobum's side, too. He's scouting everyone out and trying to find the ideal spot for this.
Gets a good one. Rengar is jumping correct side. Goobum is always going to be good in that micro. Play the repositioning in the last second. Can they take down the Volibear as well? Yes, Volibear's been so good this weekend when it comes to early games and securing round wins, but not against the Dark Flights of Goobums here.
And I saw that we have a Diamond Hands potential from the Shimmer Scale point of view. Sag has that now in the back line, so starting to build that one out. You get the Champion Duplicator, you get the gold. Plus, it's just Diamond Hands are super strong right now.
I know Sully had an early Shimmer Scale working with, already had a lot of stacks on the Tournament Investor. Sully kind of playing spoiler in this lobby. Don't think there's a chance moving forward to tomorrow, but still nice to end off with a good placement. Just for confidence sake moving forward. Sully, one of the newer players, of course, one of the last chance qualifier players, still a bright future ahead in terms of TFT.
Yeah, very strong performances that we've seen so far. Making it this deep into regional, making it to regionals in general is already a stamp on your resume, in my opinion. To see a day 2 performance and then a potential is still be cranking things out, that's already a big one. Asa on a 7 lose streak. 50 HP. Asa is hunting down like a top 3, top 4 performance here right now. 23 points in 8th place. It's going to be so close for day 3.
Asa playing Seraphine Graves from behind. Needs at least 5 points out of this game to feel safe. This is a concerning position in the game for Asa. 50 gold, level 6. When will he pull the trigger? Seraphine Graves is a comp that is okay with rolling on 7 forever, but at what point? Is it 3-5? Does it wait until 4-1? He's so low HP right now, he might not be able to afford to wait that long.
Ramblin taking a hit. As we move on to the carousel now, full perspective on the augments. Sully sitting with a last stand.
Love that we get the last stands. It was Kurum before with it just a couple of games ago. Didn't end up using it and still first place in the lobby.
It's kind of the big flex you can hunt down.
The biggest flex you can do, an augment that you don't even get any value out of.
I feel like there's not a single time this entire weekend I've looked at Ace's augments in the middle of the game and been like, oh, interesting. It's just been like, tempo, tempo. Like that's just the Asa battle line. It's like, get the strong board and make sure it works. And in this game, it's going to be crucial. So in 3-5, he's moving up. He says, I cannot afford to finish in the bottom 4, so I have to push that line right now.
Needs to find some key units here. Zeri upgrades Seraphine. Finding the Graves would be huge, but each roll that comes through and that doesn't hit any of these units is devastating for Ace's spot in this game.
Well, it looks like he's complete shifting, yeah.
Wow, the full pivot.
He found 2 Swains. He found the Dark Flight stuff. I mean, it makes sense. Like, this is the overlap of the line. Asa recognized it right away, and then, like you said, when's he going to pull the trigger? The answer was right now.
It had to be right now, and a lot of weaker players in Asa's spot would have tunneled on the Seraphine Graves spot, but there is another composition that works so well with these aura items, the Zeeks, the Lockets. It is going to be Dark Flight. Swain pair in the shop as well. If Asa wants it, might not be considering going the full Swain angle. This might also just be a point to bridge the gap of a late game. He's going to snap the loss streak with this expert pivot, grabs the Swain as well, still sells up to 20. Asa making a lot of small decisions right now, is contested on the Dark Flights, but that might be exactly what he needs to get a top 4 in this game.
So when I say look at Goobum's spot right here, the fact that you have the double trouble, I feel like, when does the Swain come in?
Yeah.
I do feel like I want, but where? Like, where is this unit going? And how?
It's really tough to fit this in. Maybe on a level 8 and you take out a pair of, either the Rel or Philios. Rengar, of course, wants to be the primary carry here.
Just a great board to look at. You're just hitting up 6 Infinity Edges.
You get Infinity Edge, you get Infinity Edge. That's Dark Flight in its entirety. Rengar 1 trying to go toe-to-toe in the back line against the Ezreal, and they both end up taking each other out. The thing is, double trouble, there's another Rengar there ready to clean up.
That's a big hit, too. Watching the Aphelios cover the entirety of the board as well from the spots they were in, that's a massive amount of damage. Goobum's snapping the win streak there. It's a big deal. Kurimex still holding on as well. Again, taking the tempo augments. Feels like Asa and Kurimex have been demonstrating that pretty much the entirety of the weekend so far.
Soju as well, not too unhappy getting his loss streak snapped when it comes to, he's been carrying an Ezreal for the past couple of stages.
This is a lot of bows.
Nomsy. Ramblin', do you ever consider this? I know there's a blue buff already there. Not great with the Nomsy, in fact, not good at all. Looking like a Soam line, but Ramblin' is very behind. Only 39 gold, level 6?
It's a lot of bows.
Neela can use bows, can use a Titans, can use Runans, things like that, so it's not the worst. Also, composition benefits from ZZ Rods, but these are not the items I believe Ramblin' wanted to see. Level 7 has to roll it down. 1 Soam can stabilize. Neela 2 potentially can as well.
This is an interesting one here because I think there's a lot of different ways that Ramblin' can take this, but it really is about, I think, what's showing up. Two Soams show up and snap sells the back line and says, you know what, yep, that's the one.
That is exactly what Ramblin' needed to start the comeback of this lobby. 149 Lagoon stacks, but generating econ. There we go. Yep. Jewel Gauntlet, blue buff. Put him on the Neela somewhere. Neela RFC as well. That's a great usage of them.
Yeah, I think you can definitely save these last 2 items here. You're looking at defense on the front line, or you're looking at like maybe a Giant Slayer in the back.
Sag cashes in the Champion Duplicator there, or for the Diamond Hands as well. It goes on to the Braum, takes a hit out of Ramblin'.
Oh boy.
Ooh, Jeweled Lotus would be great. However, Cybernetic Uplink, not that as well. Jeweled Lotus would be great, I was going to say, because, the Jewel Gauntlet is already there, so it's not good instead.
Yeah, not quite as good. It is still a lot of damage across your board, but I think the Cybernetic Uplink is really one of the things here, because we were just talking about what do you do with these bows, what do you do with these items that are so hard to fill in for your board now. You can spread this stuff out and start benefiting from it.
I think that's perfect for Ramblin's spot. Still needs to find the Soam 2. Needs to find upgraded Silas for the front line as well, because one of the weaknesses of the Soam composition is the front line. Just a couple of bruisers are not very tanky. There is no Zizirot right now, just Silas 1 with a Sunfire cape. Not the best.
Yeah, it hurts to watch this 9 gold sit on the bench with the Seraphine as well.
Yeah.
Just already put it in, and look at Goobum's board. My gosh, this is terrifying.
Oh boy, that's 3 items with the Darkflight Essence on the Rengar, just a Rengar 1, but it's going to make its way to the back line, take out the Soam. Soam gets the cast up, but doesn't take out the Darkflights. Ramblin' still bleeding HP. Neela with just the 1 item, not able to do it. Ramblin' all of a sudden looks to be in big, big trouble.
I'm very worried. I'm very worried. The other heartbreaker there is you're at 189 stacks at the end of the fight. You're like, oh, come on!
Please, just one more. One more Soamcast would have done it.
Yeah, Ramblin' has to start rolling here. Pair of... Oh, there we go. That's a big one.
Silas, too.
Guardian Emblem for Sag. Sag is looking like they could shape this one up and maybe find themselves a first place. Again, they have to have a first here. That's basically the only spot you have your eye on from Sag's from Sag's point of view.
Yes. Ramblin' still, as you mentioned just a bit ago, the 9 gold Seraphine sitting on the bench. Would love to have that in for the 6th Lagoon. Take out the Talia, have a better mage in there. Zoe preferred, but will kind of take anything. Going up against Kurum in this matchup. Kurum's so high in HP, the consistency king.
The Sohm is at least cutting into the damage here. Neela getting it done in the back line as well. Holy smokes!
Shields, look at her go. Jump and
Whoa!
jump and jump, and everything's dead. A nice change of pace for Ramblin'.
Sitting with a Terra in the shop at 844 gold and stacking the wins.
Liking what I'm seeing from Sag right there. Very rich, has the diamond hands, has the potential for a calculating board. Still 42 HP to do it, Admirable. Could be seeing Sag make day 3. Again, needs that first place. Gold augments across the board.
Looking across to see if there's anything that's standing out. Sag having the big benefit of the defense at the end, going alongside the Ascension. That feels like a major way to magnify the board pressure. Kurum X with the Celestial Blessing, going to ease up the pain a little bit. Soju with the Jeweled Lotus as well. This is really a spot I have my eye on, though, because Goobum's board feels like it is either going to be super strong or it is just not going to make it. And right now, I'm still looking at 2 Rengars at 1 star.
Hey, here we go. We can fit in everything by just saying see a Sejuani. Gonna be putting that emblem onto the Aphelios, get that Darkflight Essence going, leveled to 8. All of a sudden, still all pairs here, but Rengar 1s. Not quite what Goobums wanted to see.
Interesting in the positioning here as well. He's going to be hunting down open spots to try
Terra 2. What? Sully.
Whoa.
Might as well go out with a bang if you're Sully. Love to see it. Play your best TFT. Win. Everyone is watching. Stakes on the line for everybody else.
Yo, Terra 2, this is not something you want to face right now.
No.
Holy smoke. Sully's board's insane.
Aurelion Soul in the back line, Diamond Hands to keep it alive, Rage Blade to be getting more of those casts going. Not the best build on it, and that might be why it falls there. Even with dual Rengar 1s, able to take down some tier 2 dragons, Admirable.
That is nuts. Now, granted, the Terra doesn't have anything stacked on it right now, so it's not exactly the strongest unit in the world. It's still pretty strong, though. The fact that 2 1-star Rengars are able to take this out, I think, is speaking for how strong the Double Trouble Darkflight is.
Also, props to the Swain as well. Even without Double Trouble, Swain with Morello's very, very strong unit.
Well, I mean, Swain is the Double Trouble. It's taking up 2 spots by itself.
That's true. That's a good point. Might as well be seeing that there. Goobums 21 gold, not feeling pressure to roll, especially after having that last round win, but taking a look towards the bottom of the lobby. Players like Asa very much in danger, 19 HP. Sully 21, Ramblin 32.
Asa and Ramblin are hunting top 4 spots right now. They're sitting on the chopping block at the bottom. Kurum sitting at a nice life total. Soju right there with him. Bertosaurus go out with a banger, why not? Soju taking a hit in this one. And I feel like this Treasure Dragon is going to just scope out so much of the game right now. I'm curious how many players are trying to hunt this down aggressively and how many players are trying to just shape up their board and kind of scope it out here. Asa beating Ramblin here in this round right before Treasure Dragon as well. Again, both of them are hunting for a top 4 finish, so each of their fights against each other are massive. I'm looking at Ramblin at 265 stacks of Lagoon and still under this much pressure.
Huge implications of every fight, win, and loss between Asa, Ramblin, Kurum, Soju. The rerolls come through for the Treasure Dragon. What does Ramblin need?
What is he hunting for here?
Triple item Sohm, it's some
front line.
Some front line, a good Neela item like Edge of Night potentially.
It's a stone plate, the Edge of Night, and a Zephyr here, plus the target dummy. Going to 8 now to get this Seraphine in play as well. This is a big change in what Ramblin was looking for. Again, I think the front line was really the thing that he had his eye on the most.
Ramblin needs, with only 1 gold in the bank. Natural into a Sohm in the next round. Hopefully keep chaining wins together. A lot of pressure on the Neela positioning, on the Zephyr positioning.
Zippy 3.
What? Another player going out with a bang here. Burt not being able to move forward into tomorrow, but definitely playing spoiler.
Oh, goodness. You know, with the Ramblin' positioning here, I'm getting some serious set 5 Pokegom vibes where you had the Vel'Koz that he just stayed on 1 star the entire game and was just fighting tooth and nail for that spot.
Yes.
I'm hoping that's not the rinse repeat performance here, but that's the vibe I'm getting. The difference in the frontline items here is already massive. The Silas still holding the line, but that's a Diamond Hands and an Archangels plus the Bloodthirster on top of this Volibear. Can this Sohm take it down? I think it's going to need some crits here.
Yes, it will eventually. Neela's still alive. Neela going to be resetting.
Cybernetic uplink, such big differences here as well. But no, Neela gets taken down because of the Yasuo, the final unit.
Wow, the perfect timing of the Yasuo slash. Ramblin' 16 HP, still might be on a couple more lives, but the Sohm upgrade did not happen. Remover to get another Zephyr. The micro difference, Admirable, could make or break Ramblin' finally going to Worlds or being just short another time.
Sag, we saw his board in the bottom right, up to 9 units now. And Sag on a win streak as well. Again, keep your eye on Sag. He needs a first place finish. Another Diamond Hands on a Terra with Guardian. I am terrified for Ramblin' right now.
A frontline Zephyr. The Sohm is going to be able to get the job done. Neela dashing around, but getting stuck on these Diamond Hand units as well. The Sohm is buying time. Archangels stacking up. Can it take down the Aurelion Soul on the other side?
Wow, Neela is just such a strong unit in these fights. It's just not able to close it out, I feel. The Aurelion Soul has had the time to build up.
So close. That Caspian's... Oh, the Sohm lived through it. It's going to be every single unit kill is still important. Ramblin' takes the loss, however. Asa's out.
Wow, it's been quite a run here for Asa, but this 8th place finish is going to cut him off.
Wow.
For day number 3. It's a tough one to see, but almost any way you slice these boards, Crowan, it's going to look like just that heartbreaker that's there. It's such a bittersweet moment in these kinds of positions. Like, the competition is so good, but gosh, it hurts to see these players get eliminated right here.
Depending on who you ask, Asa was a tournament favorite. Not able to do the job, however, not be seeing Asa in day 3. It's a heartbreaker. Ramblin' might be following, especially going up against the Deja 2. The Zephyr not on the correct unit. It was on the Twitch. Can Neela get the job done? She's already been procced at the edge of night. She goes down. The Sohm not going to be able to do enough. I don't think Admiral.
The Sohm is trapped!
It might be it.
The electric overload actually making a difference. Ramblin' is out.
Is out. Only 26 points. Ramblin' needed at least 3 to consider tiebreakers. I think he's going to be short. Oh no, Sully the next to maybe be eliminated.
Sag taking a big hit in this one. Liquid Curmex and Goobums now on the win streaks for this one. Goobums' board looked like it got fleshed out with the 2-star Swain that was standing in the front line. He'd hit the Rengar 2 as well. Curmex still on the big win streak.
2 of NA's greats, who people thought would be great Worlds competitors. Not going to be seeing them in day 3. Not going to be seeing them at Worlds. An end to the run. But only the best can move forward. Curmex at the top, wanting to return.
To take here? None of these look good.
He's around. Definitely did
Tempest
not know.
for Graves coming into play for the Cannoneers? I don't know. There was nothing left for the Goobums to take, really. When you're looking at Sag's board here, too, you have to wonder where the loss came in, and I think it's because there's so many 1-stars in play. I feel like that if Sag is going to hit some units here, like an Aurelion Soul 2, that's a major difference to the board.
Absolutely monstrous hit. Champion and Duplicator as well, so can consider that on the Idis or on the Yasuo. For Yasuo too, that's a big hit. You might find the Idis is more likely to find down the line.
I think this is a great call strictly because of the Diamond Hands here.
up against Bert and the Zippy 3. We get to see it. But can it end Sage's run, or was the Aurelion Soul Yasuo 2 going to be enough?
The clump in the corner.
Yes, these clumps for the Aurelion Soul are perfect.
The next cast here from Aurelion Soul does not care where it's going. The Zippy hits super hard, but the Guardian Emblem just so much shield.
Varus, however, is just free hitting the backline, gets the CC the whole time. Maybe overtime one-shots everything, yes.
That's the Archangel diff there as well.
The scaling, the ascension, the Archangels, the overtime, everything coming through from that black hole to just delete the rest of the board. Sully goes out in 6th. Soju next on the chopping block, but I think he's already safe. 26 points coming to this game. Gonna be getting at least 4. Yeah. Quick math says that he is chilling to make it through to tomorrow.
Was hunting for basically a not 8th. Not 7th is a major comfort on that one. For Soju, as soon as those two are gone, that's a big amount of breathing room that Soju has at that point.
Sage is the member that still needs the first to even have a chance. Finds the itis in the shop, but cannot purchase it.
Lock that one down. I'm looking at the station in the back line.
Oh no, the first cast is bad.
The Hecarim, though, doesn't touch the Aurelion Soul in this spot.
Safe. The Yasuo makes its way into the back line, makes its way to the Deja, can start taking out soon.
Just
another
racing
cast.
the Deja on the damage.
Wow. Yasuo steps toe to toe, going to be cutscening K3 Soju, and we have our top 4.
Soju, we'll see you tomorrow. Very, 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 very likely. And now Sage hunting for the win. It is first or bust from Sage. Bertosaurus trying to go out with a banger here, as he has been eliminated from this one. Goobum's sitting on a win streak. Kurum is finally taking a hit in this one.
Kurum in a fantastic spot, likely to advance it tomorrow. Goobums as well. Bert already out. The big story is Sage, LCQ, top 2 finisher.
Where's Giant Slayer going? I feel like you can't use this right now. Well, maybe you can take the Guardian off of the Aurelion Soul in this one. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, that's like enough. If we think about the other compositions in this game, is Aurelion Soul under threat? I don't know if he is.
The one thing that would be in my mind for that one is Goobums having the Rengars being able to get to the back line.
Yeah, Bert actually as well with the Zippy 3, I believe. That might be able to get its way to the back line,
You do still have the Bloodthirster for the shield, plus the healing that can come through on that one. It feels like the damage can be very relevant there. Sage is going to say, you know what? I'm going to stick with this Guardian Emblem here. There are assassins in the lobby, and I have to protect my Aurelion Soul through that one. If it lives long enough, I'm not going to need this extra damage. It becomes naturally from the Archangels.
I think it is definitely correct, especially when we take into account the augments, the ascension, the damage going to be there. Kurum still dominating the lobby, 58 HP, Seraphine Graves board, but can Sage defeat the Titan that is Kurum X? The Aurelion Soul cast come through. Each one is so deadly. The unit's already clumped, so it's a lot of big damage coming through. The Graves, however, is in the back line. Can it make its way to the Aurelion Soul? No, it keeps getting caught up on all the Guardians. That's the power of this front line. Guardians being chewed through, but the Graves is no more. Sage on their win, Bert out in 4th.
The Zippy 3 could not get it done. However, my eye is still here right now. I think it's a bold call to not remove this Guardian items for the Giant Slayer, but so far it has looked like it has not made a difference. It has been protect the Aurelion Soul. This is the VIP.
Sometimes the most bold calls are the best ones that you can make. Sage under an immense amount of pressure. Not much room to work with in terms of positioning. It's just against the assassins.
Say no Rengar.
No Rengar.
2 Swains.
There it is. 2 Swains.
It's rare to see this, but the double up, it makes some sense. In this spot, it is against the Ghost, but I feel like that it is not going to be here right now. This board is just so strong from Sage's side.
The Rengars are not making their way to the back line. Each Aurelion Soul cast that comes through is so deadly. Will live another fight. 4 win streak. But Goobums on an 8 streak for himself.
Bramble holding on for a long time there, but the Graves When the Graves is untouched, it's going to continue to crank damage in this one. Overtime, not a spot you want to be in versus Graves.
Definitely not.
Yeah, Sag can just kind of take a breather here. Honestly, your board's pretty done.
Say take a breather, but maybe hyperventilating a little bit with the implications of what's going to happen. Slow breath, Sag.
Yeah, take
Slow
a breather.
Breaths.
Yeah,
take a breather.
We
It's
didn't
very
specify
important.
how intense the breather was.
Oh, Yasuo 2, Itis 2. This is the board. There's no more improvements to make, no more upgrades that can come through. It's just maybe slight positioning things, like am I going to put my Itis in the back line, in the third row? What's going to happen? This fight was an easy win last time, Admirable. Can it be the same thing again?
Well, I'm looking at the Rengar as being a lot closer to that Aurelion Soul this time. Cast's coming through here. Aurelion Soul still looking quite protected in this spot, and the Rengars are gone.
Rengars are gone, the Swains remain, but Swains, I don't think they can deal with the board.
Just so much. It's like, it's way... The Yasuo is untouched at this point. Goobum's taking a hit.
Beautiful TFT play from Sag when
boy.
it counts. Kurum takes it from the same board. Sag has proven that he has the strongest board in the lobby right now. The pressure is on everybody else to see if they can cap higher. Sag gets gifted a Guardian emblem.
Spatula. Holy smokes.
A Guardian?
I mean, I'll take 7 right now.
7's pretty good. We don't need 8.
We could swap to 6 and put in a bigger 5 cost unit at this point. I mean, there's so many things. The world is Sag's oyster right now. He could go wherever he wants.
If Sag gets at least 2nd place here, he will knock out Ramblin. So Ramblin confirmed will not be able to make it through to tomorrow. A lot riding on this, not only Sag's placement and moving forward towards potentially Worlds, but the fate of Ramblin is in his hands as well.
Oh boy. What? How do you beat this board from the other players' spots?
Hitting some crazy 3-star units perhaps, but no one's really in the position to do that.
I'm looking at that Graves on the bench and I'm going, Kurum, you need a lot more of those.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sag, so dominant in this game. I mean, yeah, Kurum's has 0 gold in the bank right now. There's no really room for improvement. The Seraphine...
Oh my gosh.
Where did it go?
And Goobums. It doesn't look like this is making it through.
Goobums.
Wait, maybe?
Graves versus the Swain there. The Swain wins. Goobums hangs on, so there is still potentially some hope for Ramblin', but I don't know.
Boy. Just when you thought it couldn't get any stronger.
Soraka 2, Guardian Emblem. Sag, just a couple of rounds away.
I saw that Graves 2 coming through on the sidebar, and I was like,
no way. No way. Still 3 away. Perhaps double elimination happening. Can Sag do it?
I just don't see it. This is against the Ghost here. So my eyes are in this bottom right corner right now. Who's going to take that one down? Sag is looking super comfortable. It is not, it's not even looking close to me. However, a little bit of a Rengar break. Nope, still stuck on the Diamond Hands. Jumps to the Soraka, but she's a Guardian now.
She is a Guardian to be feared. Sag won as well. The bottom right fight is Goobums versus Kuramex, which means one of them will fall, and Ramblin's hopes at Worlds are officially gone.
Goobums now one final shot, I think, to take this down. Rage Blade not looking like it's it. Maybe you get some extra stuns in somewhere. Maybe the additional Rengar can get this done, but it's like it's like Rengar 3 is the final hope for Goobums, what it looked like. And you have 8 gold, 14 maybe after this round.
Champion Duplicator maybe, roll into a couple of Rengars. I mean, the option is still there. Goobums has been playing this game so well. We talked about it.
2 Olafs, no, that's not the one.
That's the wrong 3 cost. But Goobums still putting himself in contention to be in a spot.
Rengar.
Wait a minute. 1 Rengar. 1 more roll to do it.
2, 3 Rengars!
What?
What? Are you kidding? Crowan! He had 2 rolls!
Goobums might be doing the impossible in sending Sag home, crushing hopes. It is still up against a Cap 6 Guardian board, but you said it, Admirable. Rengar 3 is what he needed, and now he has it.
Oh boy. Sag could potentially hang on here for a round as well, but Rengar 3 is a massive difference. You think about how long it took for this Rengar to kill the previous board, and Soraka's gone now.
Soraka's gone,
Oh, no.
Rengar in the back line. Every single jump is potentially deadly.
Oh, that's not where the
Jumping
Rengar wants to
away.
be.
Eternally Soul Cast is going to do it. He gets one more. The Rengar is going to go down here. Sag does it, takes game 6, and might move on to the final day in a shot at Worlds.
Holy smokes, what a finish for Sag in this one. Had to have a first to even have a hope. Closes it out like it's not even close.